Hey there guys, welcome back to another Monster Super League video. It's your boy Odin, and today I have something pretty special for you guys today. I'm going to be evolving my Hanzo, or otherwise known as Shinobi, into Evolution Level 3, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I will be reviewing the Shinobis and showing you guys where they fit best, what they are intended for, and pretty much where you can use them and how good he is and where he falls on the ranking to Evolution Level 3. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to just get him to Evo 3 first, and then we will go ahead and go to the Astro Guide and review all the RPGs and the Light and the Dark Shinobis. So all in all, Shinobi's probably one of my favorite Astromons. I would say probably top 3 next to the Water Indra. And there he is. I did make mine a variant. He has got a level 3 variant skill, which is pretty cool. And now I can finally say I have a Fire Shinobi. And he's my first one, so I'm very excited to use him this week in Titans. Just so you guys know, my clan is Math Symbol, and we are recruiting for CVC and for Titans. Generally, we're pretty active, so if you guys are looking to find a decent clan that summons during Clan Fest and Heroes Fest, feel free to submit a request. We do ask that you guys are kind of at least above level 45. We say 50 in our clan comment, but it's 45 and above as long as you're doing anywhere between 100 million to 200 million on Titans, or you're at least somewhat active and dedicated. We do ask for 18 swords a week, and we have about 3 spots available. So if you're looking for a decent clan, let us know. We have made it to rank 1, so we generally try to stay somewhat competitive without being too 100% competitive. So we're more of like a casual clan. But anyways, moving on to the main purpose of the video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Shinobis. And the Shinobis are actually really cool. We'll start with the Fire one. The Fire one is a balance type with, see if I can move him over to Evo 3 first before I give you the wrong stats. Okay, so the Hanzo, otherwise known as Shinobi, is a balance type with 32,100 HP, 3,000 attack, 2,883 defense, and 2,000 recovery. So all in all, he's pretty good for a balance type mon. He has a decent attack, decent defense, and pretty good HP pool. The way that you'd want to build him is mainly for Titans. His role is a Titans mon, and he has Courageous Strike on his 3-star skill. Greatly increases attack power in proportion to the target's maximum HP. So as the Titan levels increase, he will consistently increase his damage according to the Titan's level and health pool. The 5-star skill is Attack Down, which grants an 80% chance to reduce the enemy's attack for 2 turns. So again, a very useful skill to have in Titans. And the fact that he has Courageous Strike on the left on the 3-star skill means that he'll be doing a little bit more damage right in the beginning. So he will benefit from a slot on the second row, or you can put him in the first row. The way that I plan on using him is I have 4 Fire Shinobi, so I'm going to do 1 on the left and 1 on the right. And the 1 on the left is going to be my leader. That way, on the first turn, I'll have 2 Shinobis basically doing a decent amount of damage, and then on the second turn, they'll land the attack down in case my Fire Shower Gene does not land his attack down. And so that's kind of how I'm going to plan on using him. He's a really good Titans mon. He's a huge damage dealer because he is single target, and I believe his damage multiplier is around 190%. So basically, if you get his attack to, let's say, 6,000, he's going to be dealing around 12,000 per hit. But with his HP scale, it's going to be somewhere around, depending on what the boss's or the Titan's level is. So at level 50, I believe the Titan has around 25 million. So if you do the calculation there, it's somewhere around 60 to 80,000 damage, and then again at level 100 it's going to be somewhere around 120 to 180,000 damage. So it scales proportionally about 20% of the damage. So it's pretty good. So I definitely like the Fire Shinobi, and I love his variant colors. I know a lot of people are probably you know, getting him to Evo 3 first out of the out of the Shinobis, and they're right in doing so. So a great mon to have. His main use is going to be in Titans. He's okay in clan battles in CVC, but he's, you know, more of like a high damage dealer and mainly want to be used in Titans. So that's the Fire's, you know, role. So otherwise, the way you want to build him is HP attack crit rate on a Ruin set, if you plan on doing just some quick damage on the Titan. If you want to build him a little bit more tanky, you could go HP attack with high crit rate subs. And I have mine on a Leech set, so that every time he deals damage, he just heals. And my gem setup is HP attack crit rate. And I did try attack defense crit rate, but he is kind of a little bit more glassy that way. But HP attack crit rate seems to work for me, and mine is at a 90% chance to crit, so he does insane amounts of damage. At the 50 Titan, I can pretty much solo it with you know, my fire team now, and he does somewhere around, you know, 9 to 10 million for the level 50 Titan. So he's pretty good. Definitely an awesome mon to have. And moving on to the water one, and the water one is more of a PvP type mon, and he's actually pretty good. So he is an attacker type with 25,400 HP, 3,300 attack, 3,000 defense, and 2,500 recovery. He sits a little bit lower on the HP pool for attackers, but he makes up for it with the high attack and pretty good combination of skills for Arena and CBC. His 3-star skill is Elemental Edge, which attacks against any enemy are treated as the enemy's elemental weakness, and his 5-star skill is SP Siphon, and his SP Siphon is 50% of the enemy's SP. So when you do get that active off, you're essentially going to be cutting the enemy's SP bar in half, which is really, really good. And again, the Grace of Life Leader skill HP increases allies HP by 40 to 45% in clan battles, is really good for CBC if you are lacklusting, you know, some attack skills or attack leader skills, I mean. So all in all, he's a really good mon. The way that I build him is HP attack or HP attack crit rate. You could do attack defense crit rate as well if you want to build him a little bit more tanky, since you have the HP leader skill already, you know, kind of balance him out a little bit more. But you know, as long as you have high resist and crit rate subs, I'd say he's going to be one of your top damage dealers. And I do have mine at Evo 2. I do use him in CVC. I don't have a variant of him, but he is really good. He deals around 9,000 damage per hit right now at my current setup at Evo 2. So he's pretty good, especially for the SP Siphon. It saved me a few times in a couple of really hard clan battles. So definitely worth building. And all in all, he's really good. His variant does look pretty decent too. It's not that much different from the normal one, but you know, the black hair does make a bit of a difference. So that's it for the water one. Moving on to the wood one. And the wood one, I think I just passed him. Yes, I did. Here he is. The wood one's probably going to be the worst one of them all. But he is pretty decent. So the Wood Shinobi is a tank type with 41,400 HP, 2,000 attack, 2,800 defense, and 2,200 recovery. Just as a note here, the Wood Hanzo was actually my first Nat 5 in the game, and I was pretty, I guess, happy about it at the time, knowing that you know, he was my first Nat 5. But after a little while, I kind of realized he's not the greatest. But all in all, he's all right. So he is a pretty much an arena and CVC mon only. He has SP Siphon on his 3-star skill, attack Siphon 30% of the enemy's SP. So it's pretty good amount of SP Siphon on the 3-star skill. The 5-star skill is stun for 2 turns. So that is actually a really good skill to have. Unfortunately, he is single target, so when he does get his skill off, it's going to be only on one mon, and you're going to have to be selective about, you know, your opponent and who you want to stun at that point in time. And there is that chance that it does get resisted. So unfortunately, this skill does not work that well with the SP Siphon. I really wish that they would have made him an AoE attacker, which would make him a little bit better. But you know, because he's a single target, they were able to give him the 100% chance for 2 turns. but I don't think it works cohesively with the 3-star skill. But all in all, a pretty good mon to bring into CBC if there are a lot of water mons. He does work well too in arena, like I said, against water type defense. And a lot of people use water defense mons nowadays for the fire Draka. So he is a decent choice if you're planning on building one for the arena to counteract some of their water mons. But all in all, he's alright. Not the greatest, but he's alright. And his variant does look pretty good. Alright, moving on to the light type. And the light type, I guess I was kind of disappointed in. The light type is an attacker type with 26,300 HP, 3,900 attack, 2,900 defense, and 2,200 recovery. So for an attacker type, he has extremely high attack, which is really, really good. And his HP pool is actually not bad for an attacker. You can see it's kind of almost 1,500 more than the water one. So he does work pretty well in CVC or in arena, but you know, he's kind of limited to damage because of the 3-star skill. Predator increases damage dealt by 40%. Although that seems like a really high amount with a really high attack, unless you have him at 100% chance crit rate on a ruin set with a crit damage gem, it's not going to work out that well. Believe it or not, the damage here from the Predator on a ruin set actually almost comes on par with a Valor set on an HP attack with like a 70% crit rate chance on those gems. So for Predator to work properly, you're going to need to have him at 100% chance to crit with a ruin set on a crit damage gem as well. So it would be crit damage, attack, crit rate. It's basically the way you want to build him on a ruin set, and so he's more of a glass cannon, but he does work pretty well. The 5-star skill is HP Siphon. Attacks greatly restore own HP in proportion to the amount of damage dealt, and that's kind of where I thought, you know, he kind of is lackluster, just because, you know, when you do damage, sure, you'll heal, but he has a pretty low HP pool, so after a couple hits, you know, by the time he gets to actually use his 5-star skill, he's more than likely going to be dead because he is a full-on glass cannon. So I think that they should have changed the 5-star skill to maybe either a stun or maybe either, you know, a hunter skill, which would go really well with the predator skill. But it's up to you guys if you guys want to, you know, submit a ticket with 433, especially now that they're running the event where you can choose to update them on. If you go to 433, their Facebook page, Monster Super League, you can see that you can request to basically have them rework a couple of the skills. And if Shinobi is one of your favorite ones and you have a light one and you want to have them rework the skills, I recommend or I suggest you guys to at least go fill out that form at 433 and choose his skills to see if maybe they will update him. But all in all, he's a really good mon. He is a really high damage dealer. He does work well in story, in golems, and in dragons. He's really good for the golems, or for the dragons B7, and he does work really well for golems B10. But I'm not entirely sure what I would use him. I don't have one of him, but I'm not entirely sure I would set him as priority 1 to get him to Evo 3. So it's up to you guys. Let me know where you guys use him, where you guys, you know, would like to see him being used, and what skill you would like to have for the 5-star skill. And that's pretty much it for me on the light one. The variant type does look really good, really neat. I mean, most light variants look decent, and so I like him. He's pretty good. Really high damage dealer, really good on attack in arena or in CVC. Just make sure that you have the proper gems on him or he may not work as well. And moving on to the dark type. And the dark type is definitely a full-on attacker. So the Dark Shinobi has 27,000 HP, 3,300 attack, 2,700 defense, and 2,300 recovery. And he's really good actually because he's got a pretty decent defense, a really high attack, and a decent health pool. And his 3-star skill and his 5-star skills work really well. He has SP Siphon, 30% on the 3-star skill, and Hunter on the 5-star skill. So those two leaders, or those two skills combined, along with the leader skill, make him really useful in clan battles. And you can use him in Titans as well. The SP Siphon doesn't work, so it's just kind of up to you if you want to use him for the Hunter skill in Titans, but in generally he's only going to be an Arena Mon and a CVC Mon. and he does excel at that, especially in CVC. So he's probably one of the best characters you can have in CVC because of those two combined skills, and it makes him kind of one of the top sought out monsters to have for Arena and CVC, especially now with a lot of light defensive units like the Light Odin. I know they're kind of getting past their time now as the meta changes due to the Champions League, but he is still really viable and really good for Arena and CVC. And that's pretty much for the Dark One, guys. He's probably more of a trophy mon than anything else, so if you want to build him, if you finally get to use one and pull one, let me know in the comment section down below, and especially if you've gotten him to Evo 3, and let me know, what gem setups you guys have for him, how you build him, and where you use him. Personally, I would build him HP attack crit rate or attack crit rate. I'd probably go with full-on attack crit rate because if I'm going to be using him, I'm definitely making him a variant. So I would use that HP leader skill with attack crit rate, especially as a dark attacker. He's going to be doing huge damage with it, plus 100% or 50% crit damage. To him being a dark type is just really, really good. And that's it for the Shinobis, guys. Let me know which one's your favorite, where you guys would use him, and if you've got one at Evo 3. So as far as the evolution scale and priority where you would want to put them, I'd actually put the dark one first, or I'm sorry, the fire one first, just because he is the most used Titansmon, and he's an extremely high damage dealer in Titans. So if you have a good clan and you guys are participating and you want to do a little bit more damage, the Evo 3 Fire Shinobi definitely is your top choice. And then after the fire one, I would definitely focus on the dark one. If I have a dark one, if I don't have a dark one, I'd probably focus on the water one, then the light one, then the wood one. So ranking would be the fire, dark, light, water, and then wood. And that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the Shinobis, and let me know if you guys would like me to review any other type mons. I'll see you guys on the next video.